Hello and welcome to another update video about FTM. FTM is currently showing still upside, okay, and I already shared it earlier today on Discord for gold members that there isn't much to add. Yeah, I know it's looking nice because FTM is sort of moving against the larger trend, which is great, but the structure of the chart hasn't changed. And I cannot really add much to the last video other than my target was reached, because I mentioned in the last update that I would like to see the price get to $1.06 next, because this is the first key target for wave C. $1.06, the 100% extension level of this move to the upside, which I'm labeling as an A wave. So we have A to the upside, B to the downside. That was a support zone back then, epic entry for anybody who wanted to use it. It was back then on our updates, signals, and the rally from support into resistance happened. So now we've approached resistance. And now, of course, the risk is growing for a larger pullback. I don't know what all this sort of choppy structure is, but I think I can already count 5 waves to the upside here. Of course, further extensions are possible, and therefore we are going to talk about the next support levels as well. I'm going to zoom in a minute, but just want to show you the bigger picture first, which suggests that this is basically a completed 3-wave structure. Now, we can always get 5 waves out of this, okay? And as long as the micro support area that I will share with you is holding, we can still watch for higher prices, because first of all, a C wave can extend higher. No problem. A C wave can extend easily to the 1.38 extension level, which is at $1.69. And what does that actually mean? Well, it means that the C wave is 138% as long as the A wave. Very common target for a C wave. The 1.236 extension at $1.41 is also another level to watch. The thing is, what has changed now is that the probabilities for a pullback or even something more bearish have increased, because we've reached the ideal target, the first ideal target for wave C. So that means, yeah, I don't know what that means for you and your portfolio, but it's certainly indicative of, okay, we could complete a 3-wave move here. So if that means you take your initial investment out and let it run, you know, if you invested here or bought here, yeah, maybe. I mean, it more than tripled from there, yeah, or tripled at least, you know, sort of roughly. So that was actually the only entry I had here on this chart, I think, or maybe even this one for, yeah, but I never touched it. But, you know, there was a support area. Either way, you know, there is no entry at the moment that makes sense, in my opinion. At least no entry point with a clear reward to risk ratio, because it could be finished at any point. Yeah, of course it can go higher as long as the micro support levels are holding, and the next upside targets have been mentioned. And at the moment, I don't see any, let's say, bearish reaction or rejection to this $1.06 level, which means further upside is definitely something that we can consider. Yeah. And also, this is only the yellow count. So in the yellow count after the ABC structure, well, a lot can happen after an ABC top. You know, it could turn into a triangle. It can break down completely. It can create a larger ABC. So that's why ABC structures are so difficult. I always say, you know, be happy if you had a successful trade in an ABC structure. Don't forget to take at least partial profits. Yes, it can evolve into something more bullish, and that would be this 5-wave pattern, a larger C wave basically. And this means we are dealing with an ending diagonal. In this scenario, we have a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 pullback. A third wave, however, would need to reach minimally $1.41, which is the 1.236 extension. Better actually $1.69. So as soon as we've reached $1.69, if we get there, then I can take the white count more seriously. And then I will add an, you know, a relevant support area for wave 4, which could then be the jump off point for a wave 5 to all-time highs. Okay, so basically what we do is we are watching now if the $1.69 level is reached. If yes, I can add a support area to the chart, because then we can take this white scenario, which is more bullish, more seriously. And then I will give you a support area. At the moment, I can share with you just a micro support area. A micro support area which would be based on Yeah, the length of the last rally, basically. That's all I can do because the microstructure is really not clear here. So that means a break below this. Let me just do that. A break below this 64.4 cent level would be a first indication that some kind of a top is in place. And honestly, I mean, there are many ways to count this. There's nothing really clear or predictive about it. But I think, we can justify the count of a 5-wave move. But that would make sense in the context of a C-wave. So we might have a 1-2, 1-2 setup here. But you don't know how many 1-2 setups are hidden in here. It's just too choppy. Yeah, too much overlap. So this could be another 1-2, and then here maybe 3, 4, and we could now be in this 5th wave to the upside, basically. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, off 3, okay, and then maybe get another 4, 5. So that's sort of what I'm tracking. If we track it like that, yeah, I mean, then it shouldn't really break below 64 cents. But the microstructure is just too... I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't do. It shouldn't do in this count. Basically, if we break below micro support, this would be an early indication that that it's topped. Even though in this case, I would actually like to adjust it down a little bit. So 60.8 cents is key support then. Short-term support against which we can focus on higher. That means it takes quite a substantial drop to suggest it's bearish, which again means, okay, if you're not comfortable with that risk, why not take your initial investment out or something? That's all I can say at the moment about FTM. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.